Welcome to Business Voice, a program of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce. Each month, we'll feature business and community leaders sharing their stories, initiatives, concerns, and passions. Learn practical information regarding community resources and opportunities. Now, the host of Business Voice, Greece Regional Chamber President and CEO, Sarah Lentini.
Hi, everybody. You're listening to Business Voice, a program of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce, sponsored by Bartolomeo and Perotto Funeral Home. I'm Sarah Lentini, your host. I'm also the president and CEO of the Greece Regional Chamber, and we've got a fantastic show for you today, starting with my first guest, Michael Mariani, who is the Rochester campus director of both the Greece and Henrietta campuses for Bryant and Stratton College. Welcome, Mike.
Sarah, thank you. Appreciate you having me today.
Oh, yeah. Delighted to have you back because you've been on the show before. I'm not sure if you were running everything the last time you were here. Maybe you were. But goodness, you are now in charge of both the Henrietta and the Greece campuses for Bryant and Stratton. So that's a big job.
Yes, it is. But a fulfilling job. Really enjoy it.
Oh, that's great. And you guys have been hard at work, right? You've got lots going on at Bryant and Stratton. Tell us about it.
We do. Yeah, I appreciate the opportunity to talk a little bit more about that. So as you mentioned, we have two campuses here in the Rochester region, and as of recent, we do have a lot of new and exciting things going on. One of the most recent things I'd like to share is the approval by New York State recently, back in the summer of 2021, for our new nursing program. We're now approved to offer an associate degree in nursing, which leads to a RN
That's great.
Opportunity for our students who will be graduating. Yeah, we started in the summer, and we already have had our first group of students start with us in the fall, and we're already almost at full capacity for our next group of students that are going to be starting with us in January. And that program, I should say, is run completely from start to finish outside of our Henrietta campus, as well as the clinical sites that our students would participate in locally here in the community throughout the course of the program as well.
Oh, that's amazing. I can't believe you've already been through multiple classes. You have not let any grass grow under your feet. So this is really exciting, I got to tell you, because we've always needed nurses in this country, no doubt about it, right? That seems to me, as long as I can remember, there's been a nursing shortage, but of course, we've never needed nurses, especially good nurses, as much as we do now, correct?
Yeah, no, I think you're absolutely right, Sarah, as you mentioned that. And as everyone knows, with the COVID pandemic and all of the things that have been happening over the course of the last almost 2 years now, more of a need now than ever. But, as you know, and I think we spoke about this the last time I was on your show, we pride ourselves on being a career-focused college, right? Mm-hmm. So every program that we look to bring into the market, into the communities, we always do our due diligence to determine whether or not those programs are going to lead to areas where there's a need, and certainly this is one of them. That's
great. And you mentioned that there's clinical work to be done. I assume those are, I don't know what the words are, clinical work, practicum. So there's essentially real live experience that is gotten through the program. And are you working with? I mean, we've got two big hospital systems here in town. Yeah. Are you working with at least one of them?
We are, yeah. We have an understanding and agreement with the hospital systems that they're willing to and will be working with us as we move forward with our program. And the reason I referenced it that way is because as we started our first group of students, their first clinical site is actually at a long-term care facility. Oh. So some of the hospital work will be coming later. But that relationship that we have there has been going very well for us and for our students to start.
Well, you're right. There's no shortage of facilities and institutions of all sorts in the healthcare field here in the greater Rochester region, and of course long-term care facilities. Yeah, we have quite a lot of those just in the town of Greece alone. So that's terrific. And are folks coming? I mean, is your student body coming from all over? Do you have a sense of those demographics yet? Are you drawing primarily from one area? Are they students coming right out of high school? Is it a mix? How does that look so far?
Yeah, so far it's been because we started in the summer. Most of all of our students so far have been non-high school. I do anticipate as time goes on that we will see a mix of high school and adult learners that will come into the program. But as we currently stand, the vast majority of our students are currently adult learners. I did also want to mention that we also have other medical programs as well that we're running here in the Rochester market as well. So we have a medical assisting program that we've been running for quite a number of years, and that also is a program that has a clinical component to it. Most of that clinical work is done here on campus, and then all of those students also complete a 160-hour internship program as well as part of the curriculum. And then we also have a medical reimbursement and coding program that's become quite popular as of late as well. And sir, I mentioned that because we currently have, if I could just share momentarily, an event coming up next week, Tuesday. And we've been currently advertising for that, and we're reaching out to folks here in the local community. It's a Hot Careers Lunch and Learn that we're hosting at the Memorial Art Gallery on Tuesday, December 14th from noon to 1 p.m., and anyone who attends that event, we will be serving a free lunch for those individuals, and we'll also have a special guest panel. And so anyone who's interested in finding out more information about careers that are up and coming in the community, as well as more information about the college and some programs that might link to that, we have individuals coming in from the New York State Troopers, Highland Family Medicine, Trillium, freelance, a graphic designer of ours that was a recent graduate of ours whose freelance work is in the graphic arts area, as well as Heritage Christian Center. Oh, yeah. So we are taking RSVPs now for that event to 720-0660. So that's 720-0660, or they can also email to B.L. Bernard, that's BLBERNARD at BryantStratton.edu to RSVP for the event. And at the event, not only will they be able to gather information and have a nice lunch at the art gallery, but we're also working directly with Willow Domestic Violence Center, and we're working to collect funds to help with a initiative that they have going, which is called Fuel Kids to School campaign, to raise money for gas cards for those kids that need help getting to and from school with transportation. My goodness. And the college is also matching any donations that are given up to $1,000 towards that awesome cause. So we're pretty excited about that as well. Oh, yeah. And we're also raffling off at the event an opportunity for folks to win an iPad. So really excited about the event. Oh, yeah. And the last thing I'll mention relative to the event is that we are also offering to those who come and to make a decision to move forward with Bryant Stratton College, if they do start school with us, we're also offering a $500 special event grant that they can use towards their tuition. So really excited about this event coming up and hoping and that it's going to be a great event for all.
Oh, it sounds like a marvelous event. I can't even there were all sorts of great reasons to attend. Lots of stuff that you and your partners are doing. What a great group of partners and panelists. And just to be clear, did I understand correctly, can anybody from the community attend, or is it for a particular segment?
No, anyone can attend.
Anyone can attend.
Anyone can attend. And we're looking for an RSVP, obviously, to try to get a count. But if someone were happened to miss the RSVP but still wanted to attend on Tuesday, December 14th at noon at the Memorial Art Gallery, then they're free to do so.
Right. And for anybody who hasn't been there, the Memorial Art Gallery, first of all, it's a beautiful building, beautiful campus, and then there's lots of free parking right around the building, right? Yeah. Right outside the building. And it's very accessible, very easy to get to. And it's, I believe it's on the corner of University and Goodman Street, right?
University Avenue? The address is 500 University Avenue.
Yeah, 500 University. Yeah. So, pretty easy to get to, great parking, beautiful building, free lunch, wonderful panelists talking about jobs, right? In essence, some career paths that exist in the area. Is that correct?
That is absolutely correct, Sarah. Yes.
That's wonderful. Well, tell us again, who are the panelists, just the organizations?
So the New York State Troopers, Highland Family Medicine, Trillium
Heritage, Health, okay.
Trillium Health, correct. Heritage Christian Center, and then we have one of our former graduates who's currently a freelancer in graphic design, who's also going to speak about that field of study as well.
From a perspective of someone who's been through a program and come through and gotten a successful career, that's awesome. So just once again, it's Tuesday, December 14th?
Right, from noon to 1 p.m.
At the Memorial Art Gallery. And the lunch is free, and the panel is going to be interesting, and it's a great chance to connect and also support some neat things. Take a moment and join if you have any interest at all. Well, that's fantastic. As you were talking about the offerings that you have, I was remembering, too, I think I came to a grand opening. This is several years ago now. First of all, you've got a beautiful campus in Greece. I'm not sure if everybody realizes just how lovely it is.
It is fantastic.
It is fantastic. It's new. It's got some state-of-the-art things. And I think, in fact, that I came for a ribbon cutting of some sort. For occupational medicine. Does that sound right?
Yeah, occupational therapy assistant is the program. And I'm glad you remembered that, because that is another one of our cornerstones, especially in the Greece community, that we offer that program. We're one of the few. And we have a beautiful, not only facility, but a beautiful lab where our students spend a lot of their time working with instructors and some clinical, and then they also work out in the local community as well to complete clinicals. But it is a marvelous program, and we start classes in the occupational therapy assistant program twice a year, both in May and September of each new year. So we're actually actively enrolling now for May as well as for September for those who are interested. It's a program that is available, and we certainly have seats available currently for those two start dates that I had shared with you.
Yeah. One of the things that comes across time and again when I hear about your programs is that you guys are really providing an education that leads to a career, that leads to a job, and you're committed to, creating the path that goes, that helps students transition from one to the other. I don't know if I'm overstating it, but that's certainly what I'm hearing every time that you speak.
Yeah, no, you're not overstating it at all, and that's why I often take much pride in referencing us as what I like to call a career college and a career-focused institution, because, again, our goal and our objective is to help individuals not only take that first step, as you referenced path, but helping them every step of the way through their education and ultimately getting out into the workforce and finding a path and a career that fits with the education that we're providing to them.
That's great. Well, I'm very impressed by what you're doing, and I'm sure that everybody listening is as well, and excited that there's an opportunity for people to plug in quickly. Just want to mention one more time the luncheon that you're having. It's Tuesday, is it? December 14th at the MAG, 12 noon?
That is correct.
And correct. One more time.
720-0660.
Awesome. All right. Well, that sounds like a wonderful event. If you're out there listening, sign up for it now and take advantage of this great opportunity. And I just want to thank you very much, Mike Mariani, Rochester Campus Director, Bryant and Stratton College, for joining us here today on Business Voice.
Sarah, thanks so much for having me.
You're very welcome. All right. Don't go away. We're going to be right back with my next guest. Don't flip that dial.
Families who choose cremation may worry about security. Are the ashes in the urn, in fact, their loved ones? Bartolomeo and Perotto Funeral Home is Monroe County's exclusive provider of cremation with confidence. Their 10-step cremation process guarantees that the cremated remains returned to you are those of your loved one. To learn more about cremation with confidence, call Bartolomeo and Perotto Funeral Home, 720-6000.
Care. It's more than a word. It's the heart of our mission and purpose for more than 25 years. Today, we serve 2.3 million members, partnering with top-quality providers and caring for communities across New York State. This is Fidelis Care. If you need health insurance or if your coverage is changing, Fidelis Care can help. Call 1-888-FIDELIS, TTY 711, or visit fideliscare.org.
WYSL.
Welcome back. You're listening to Business Voice, a program of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce, sponsored by Bartolomeo and Perotto Funeral Home. I'm Sarah Lentini, your host, and also the president and CEO of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce. And I'm delighted to welcome my next guest, Rick Curtelowitz, who is Community Sales Manager for Venturex, which is an exciting new company in Greece, in Rochester. Welcome, Rick.
Hi, Sarah. How's it going? Great to be here.
Great. It's going well, and it's great to have you on the show. Rick, tell us about Venturex, because it's a new enough company that I don't think everybody will know what it is. Yeah. What does Venturex do? Yeah, I
appreciate that, Sarah. So Venturex, pretty unique. So Venturex is a co-working, flexible workspace that's professional, it's welcoming, and we offer everything from private offices for individuals and teams to virtual offices for those that need professional addresses and mail handling, but not necessarily a physical address. So our spaces are clean, and they're designed to allow for collaboration when needed, but also distancing and privacy when warranted. So there's no long-term contracts and, again, really flexible terms for different memberships.
And if I may, having been there several times, it isn't just clean, it's gorgeous. They're really beautiful. It's you guys did a beautiful job. Of course, I think that the leadership team for the company has a little experience with development and construction, which doesn't hurt, right? The place is spectacular. It was built out, with lots of elegance and style and flair. It's the kind of office any one of us would be very happy to have.
Yeah, absolutely. And I appreciate you sharing that, because, when you walk in, you'll immediately know that it's an upscale, professional environment. Again, very clean. There's a nice cafe in there, and then a shared space community, which goes a long way for kind of networking and, all sorts of different business professionals coming and going. So it's a really nice place, and we definitely we'd love to have anybody come by that's listening. We can take you on a tour.
Yeah. And you said it, I just want to stress it, and that is that you've got all sorts of spaces and all sorts of arrangements. So somebody could, now correct me if I'm wrong, but somebody could come in and ask for space for a very short period of time. It isn't just, you don't even have to commit it to as much as 30 days, do you?
No, correct. Yeah, absolutely. So we get a lot of out-of-town people coming in for business that might have to, utilize the space for even just a day. And we welcome the out-of-towners. We welcome people that want to come in and maybe want to rent even an office space for a week. It's, again, really flexible. The idea is everybody can come in, accomplish what they need to accomplish without having to, again, get in some kind of long-term lease or contract with us. So, very, very flexible for us here.
And where are you located?
Yeah, so we are at 4050 West Ridge Road, so right next to Kohl's, if anybody's familiar with that area.
Right in the town of Greece, right?
Right in the town of Greece, correct.
Yeah, with the listening audience for Business Voice and for WYSL is considerably bigger than just Greece or just Monroe County, for that matter. So I just want to make sure people listening know where you are. And you've got lots of free parking around the building, don't you?
Correct. A lot of free parking and other amenities as well. So we want everybody, again, to be really comfortable. So free parking, then come on in. We got free coffee, free tea.
Nice.
Again, want to kind of welcome you and make you feel at home while you're here.
That's great. That's wonderful. So do you have a nice mix of businesses in there so far? I mean, you're relatively new. I can't remember exactly when you opened your doors, but I'm going to say it's probably not been a whole lot more than a couple of years, has it?
Yeah, it's been actually, we're coming up to about 2 years. Our grand opening was actually a week before COVID had kind of taken over everything and popped up. So it was a little bit of a slow start, but we're essentially doing a kind of a grand reopening, if you will, and we're getting a ton of new interest for different spaces in the facility, which is fantastic. We have all sorts of people from different industries, healthcare professionals, financial professionals, CPAs. So it's a good spot to come if you need that privacy. But again, our common area is great for people to come out and network if that's what you're about. So,
yep. And I imagine that a lot of the businesses that come your way, I mean, some may be seasoned businesses that are, like you said, they're from another part of town, or maybe they don't have the kind of, maybe they're a retail space and they don't have a whole lot of conference room space, and they want to, get away for the day to do strategic planning with their staff or whatever. But I imagine you also have a lot of startup companies, new companies, where, where folks are looking for a spot that they can get some services, but not invest in a receptionist all to themselves, et cetera, right? I mean, you're providing that kind of service as well.
Correct. Yeah, a lot of different amenities. Yeah, you mentioned the receptionist, so you pretty much get your own personal receptionist when you walk in, which is great. Clients will come in to our facility. We'll greet them, have them sit down in the lounge area, and then come get you for your meeting. But it's pretty exciting to kind of be a part of watching some of these startups get up and running. We had some folks that had started out in just kind of a base membership, and we've watched their business grow to the point that they, are needing either a private office or even, a larger office for even a team that they're building at the time. So it's pretty exciting to kind of watch everybody grow.
And you used the term at the beginning that this is a co-work situation, which is, of course, kind of the hot new thing that doesn't just exist in this area, but that's sort of sweeping the country. And part of what you offer in your space is the opportunity to network, right? I mean, you really become connected depending on how often you're there and how you choose to use the space. If you want, you can connect pretty easily with other businesses, right?
Exactly, and I love our community here. Everybody, gets along really great, but it is designed so that if you do want that privacy, it's there for you. But what you'll find is a lot of our members are very personable. Everybody likes to kind of rub elbows, figure out what each other's businesses are all about, and utilize that networking to kind of further business down the road, which is great to unfold. But again, the private offices are available for you if you kind of want to just keep to yourself as well.
That's great. And you guys, you may not have any on the docket right now, but you guys also, I know you've done some events, right? I know you've done events with us. It's a great space for bringing people together for business purposes, for presentations, for networking, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So our members can take advantage of the event space kind of at a discount, but we do offer the space for, folks coming into town or other businesses that just want to utilize the event space for maybe just a day. We actually just got done shooting a commercial shoot.
Oh, wow.
Which we rented out, which was fantastic and kind of interesting to watch the whole production unfold. I've never seen that before. So, yeah, it was pretty cool. And then obviously, Grease Chamber coming in to our facility was fantastic as well. And we appreciate that. And, it's a great space to host an event. Or, like you said earlier, even if you just wanted to come in and utilize our conference room space, maybe to run a sales meeting, that option there is there for you as well. And we have 3 different conference rooms, a 4-person, an 8-person, and a 10-person conference room.
That's great. And there are, just to have mentioned this, there are Venturex locations in other parts of the country, correct? But isn't this like the first one in the Rochester region, maybe in New York State or upstate New York?
Correct. Yep, first one up in here, and they are popping up kind of all over the country. It started in Florida a few years back, and it's really taken off. There's a lot of them that are getting ready to open up as well. But one of the great things, if you become a member at one facility, you can go and you're essentially part of the whole community. So if you travel down to Texas, into Dallas, or to Florida, your membership is good to go utilize their facilities as well. And a lot of our members are traveling business people, so it's a really good perk to have.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. That's a really big perk to have. And you mentioned you're using the word members, so it is a membership that people sign on for?
Yeah, correct. And again, it's not necessarily it's not something you necessarily have to do, but becoming a member does give you lower rates on stuff like hourly conference, rental times, event space, and again, you can travel to different Venturexes and walk in and utilize their space if you're a member. But it's not a necessity. We do definitely encourage it, But if you just want to stop in, you're out of town for a day, we can rent out an office to you, or even just let you utilize the community space for the day as well.
That's really great. And do you have Wi-Fi in your space?
Yep, correct. So we have secure Wi-Fi. We have a nice IT staff that helps out as well. So
very nice.
We have different TVs. So if you need to maybe run a presentation, we have it's configured for a Mac, PC. We have Apple TV. So yeah, pretty much anything you need. And if you have a special request, we're right here for you to do our best to accommodate that as well.
That's great. I mean, I know it's beautiful, and I can see when I walk in, there's reception, and then there are like mailboxes. So it's, again, you're starting a business. Maybe you're not in a position or don't want to invest in tons of things all at once. Combination of infrastructure and overhead and staff, and this eases that transition in. Maybe eventually you end up with a bigger space, but you really wouldn't find a nicer one. It's really quite beautiful. But I didn't realize that you offered things like IT support. That's fantastic. That's really very, very helpful, because my goodness, hiring an IT person would be kind of out of reach. And let's just touch on that briefly. I mean, this all sounds like it could be incredibly expensive. I mean, I don't, without giving away the store, is this something that's halfway affordable to people when they're starting out?
Yeah, no, great question. So we have kind of, like I was saying before, a lot of different flexible membership options, including, just coming in for a day, a week, but let's just take a month. If you wanted to rent out a space for a month, you can use a shared desk space in our community for like $100 a month to come in, utilize the facility. And then gradually, if you grow your business, you want to move up, starting rate is typically about $300 for to be able to rent one of the private spaces.
You're kidding. That is very affordable. My goodness. That is that's very attractive. I can't believe that the prices are that low, and I imagine that that there are a lot of people that are very happy they found you. So if somebody is interested, Rick, and they want to come for a tour or just talk to you on the phone and learn more, how do they do that?
Yeah, I appreciate that, Sarah. So you can either email me. I'm at rick.curtelowitz@venturex.com. And I know that incredibly long name might get people tripped up a little bit, but you can also definitely contact me at 585-233-4541, and that'll ring right to me, and I'll definitely get you taken care of. And again, that's 585-233-4541.
Awesome. And I'm assuming, but correct me if I'm wrong, that your website is Venturex.com. Is that correct?
You got it, Sarah.
So, Venturex.com. Venture, Venture, X, just the letter X, Venturex.com. That part's pretty easy, and hopefully will connect you to a whole lot of information. You can also always find Venturex on the Greece Regional Chamber's website in the member directory, business directory at greecechamber.org. I'm going to hopefully say your name correctly, Rick Curtelowitz from Venturex. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Business Voice.
It's my pleasure, Sarah. Thanks so much for having me.
Oh, you're very welcome. All right, guys, don't go away. We're going to be right back. Lots more to come. Don't flip that dial.
WYSL Avon Rochester.
If you're looking for an opportunity to play a vital role in the fast-growing field of healthcare, a way to be part of the healthcare solution helping patients achieve better outcomes, then consider earning a degree in medical assisting from Bryant and Stratton College. Medical assistants are multi-skilled health professionals specifically educated to perform administrative and clinical duties focused on providing quality patient care. You find medical assistants in healthcare and administrative settings, from a hospital laboratory to healthcare clinics. Classes start this January, so learn more about a career in medical assisting today at bryantstratton.edu or call 585-730-6910. That's 585-730-6910. With 2 convenient campus locations in Henrietta and Greece, your rewarding healthcare career is waiting for you at Bryant and Stratton College. For important program information, please visit bryantstratton.edu.
This is what we're made of: the businesses that line our streets and the customers that make them flourish. As a business owner, this is your community, your members, your regulars, your neighbors. Your business is unique, So are your customers. No matter who you need to reach, Spectrum Reach is here to help you connect with the right message on every screen. Visit SpectrumReach.com to connect with a local advertising expert. That's SpectrumReach.com.
Happy Honda Days from Ralph Honda, where buying a car has never been easier. Use our online shopper to find the car that's right for you, right from your home. Choose your options, value your trade, and get pre-qualified. Celebrating Honda for 50 years. Ralph Honda.
WYSL.
Welcome back. You're listening to Business Voice, a program of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce, sponsored by Bartolomeo and Perotto Funeral Home. I'm your host, Sarah Lentini. I'm also the president and CEO of the Greece Regional Chamber, and I'm delighted to welcome my next guest, Lenora Paige, owner of Flower City Monitor Services. Welcome, Lenora.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. So, Lenora, Flower City Monitor Services, your company's been around a while, right?
Yes, we have. We've been around since 2012.
That's great. Congratulations. Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, I say that because, you know, starting a business is no small deal, and here you are. It's quite a number of years later, and you're going strong. Tell us about Flower City Monitor Services. What is it that you monitor? What do you do?
Monitor services. We started out doing asbestos air monitoring and inspections. Mm-hmm. So that's the name, Flower City Monitoring. And then we expanded our business line to include asbestos abatement, mold, lead, remediation, and some hazardous materials. So we kept expanding, and now we do selective demolition and post-construction cleaning, and we're also, we usually take stuff out, but now we're starting to put back in. So we're, renovating, salons and buildings, and so we're kind of really continue to expand ourselves.
That's great.
As the years go by.
So you're sort of you're dipping your toes into the construction industry, is what I'm hearing. Not just the post-construction cleanup, but now the actual. That's very exciting. So you really are expanding. Yeah. And did I hear in there, or is it just that I read somewhere? You also do a cleaning that's specific to COVID-19, right?
Yes, we do. Yeah.
Which is so important right now. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, of course, are focused on that. But that's an enormous list, a very challenging list, and also a really important list of services that you offer. Are there a lot of companies in this area that do what you do?
There is, when it comes to, as we know, with the COVID and the pandemic, there's a lot of companies that have started doing the COVID cleaning. So everything is kind of like it's causing its own industry. Right. When the new rules and regulations went into place about mold remediation and mold, there's companies that have gotten into doing mold remediation.
And asbestos?
Mold inspections, yes. And asbestos has been around pretty much since forever. And there are, there's the larger companies in Flower City, and there's some smaller ones that just do like maybe site-specific stuff. So there's a good number of them around. But we kind of hold our own in the midst of them.
I would think so. It seems like having a list that includes all of those things and then some. I'm not sure that I'm aware of other companies that cover all that ground, also that have been around so long.
More specific. Yeah, they're more specific. Like they may just do asbestos abatement, or they just do mold, or just do lead. So they're more specific.
Yeah, which means that you're offering a very comprehensive menu of services. It sounds like you must serve the commercial market because of the sort of the range of things that you're offering. Is that right? You have a lot of commercial? Do you have residential clients?
We do majority of our work in the commercial industry, as well as, for state and local and city and school districts. We do a lot of working with colleges. We do also provide services to homeowners, residential. We've seen a pickup in that market area over the last couple of years, as well as, when homeowners are buying new homes, and they may have a little bit of asbestos here and a little something there, and they want it gone, and they don't want to try to do it themselves. They want it to be done safely and accurately. So we've started to get more of those calls.
Do you know why that might be? I mean, is there more education happening, or are people just more focused on their homes, or any idea why there's an uptick?
I think it's a little bit of both. We get the commercials with the, if you've been exposed to asbestos, and from the late night, up watching TV late night, and,
right.
So there's a lot more of those commercials, and people are also becoming more aware, of asbestos and what it consists of, as well as you're getting younger homeowners that are buying homes, and they may have something. There's a latency period of 30 years. You could be exposed to it and not have an issue until 30 years from now.
Oh, my goodness.
But if you're your parents and you have young children,
yes,
they're more in tune to, okay, I don't want them to be exposed 30 years from now.
Right.
I have a 2-year-old, they'll only be 32, as opposed to someone who's, say, 40, 50, and 30 years from now, you're like 70, 80.
Yeah.
So there's more of a concern in the younger generation as to, how important it is.
Yeah, because these are terribly toxic materials, aren't they? Lead, asbestos, having them in your home cannot be a good thing.
Right. They can, and there's ways to manage it. With lead paint, you can encapsulate it by painting over it. Asbestos, it depends on, if it's a floor tile and your floor tile is in good shape and it's not cracking or, that's manageable. You can also go over that floor. So there's many ways that you can remediate the material. But you have to, and like I said, knowledge and understanding is really important.
Yeah. You really need an expert.
That you have in your home.
Yeah. You really. I wouldn't begin to think about taking care of something like that myself, and you can probably get yourself into a lot of trouble and really expose yourself to something bad if you try to tackle it without any understanding of what you're doing. So, thank goodness for folks like you with expertise. And so, what you're mentioning is there might be a lot of different approaches. And that means that there might be some different price points, too, for how you approach something, right? I imagine complete removal might be the most expensive, although maybe I'm wrong.
No, that is the most expensive way to go. But if you want to be sure and, and be at peace with, okay, it's all gone, if there's nothing here, then that's the best way to go.
My goodness. I know. I apologize, but I was just thinking it's such a... it's such an involved field. So did you get training on the job? How did you get involved in this business, and how do you train the staff? And I imagine there's a lot of rigorous stuff behind getting this knowledge about how to abate things like asbestos and lead.
Well, I got into the field years ago, 2003, I believe it was, with my brothers. They had their own company. So I did a lot of administrative work with them, with their company, and then, they eventually moved out of state. I, was home with my children because I had 3 small children at home, and around about 2007, I, went back into the industry and have been working in it since. And there's certain training, depends on what trade that you're in. Some of the trainings can be 3 days, 5 days. And you have to sit through a class, and you do so many hours of hands-on, and you're tested out at the end. And then you're required to, when it comes to asbestos, do a refresher every year.
Wow.
So you just can't, it's not one and done. Every year you have to take a refresher and pass the refresher in order to keep your certification.
Okay.
Mold is on I believe they do a 2-year, 3-year rotation. So your certification is good for, 2 to 3 years, and then you have to sit the class and, go through it again. So it's a lot. And then, although you learn things in class and you do have hands-on, a lot of things are learned in the field, by actually doing the work and, being a part of doing the removal and, making sure that everything is in place and that, the area is being kept safe, because you have to have it under containment with negative pressure. Which means the pressure inside of the work area is lower than what's on the outside, so that nothing becomes airborne, to keep the airborne particles at the minimum.
Wow. That sounds quite involved. I imagine that homeowners are very grateful to you for taking care of this for them. And, you're not just removing it from their homes, but then you also are taking care of I don't even know how do you safely, where do you safely deposit those sorts of toxic waste? There must be all kinds of rules around that as well.
Well, we have to take it to a landfill that, has paperwork to accept the material. And they have a special process that they go through with regards to burying it, in a certain location, in certain depth. And that area, wherever that certain material, I mean, if you live at 123 Apple Street, that goes on the manifest of that material. And they log on that manifest, exactly where that material is buried. So if they ever have to go back and get it, they can go back to that longitude and latitude and find it. So you basically own the material from cradle to grave.
So everything is tracked, even after it's disposed of. It's all tracked. Wow.
Yes.
Which I'm sure is also to to benefit the homeowner. It's a way of ensuring that there's a trail that everything got disposed of properly, and also if there were ever any additional issue with something that they'd know who to go back and warn. I'm just thinking aloud, but wow, that's quite involved. That is that I can see now why there's so much training and certification in your field. Plus, you cover so many different toxic substances. So it sounds like, did you say business is good right now? Correct?
Yes.
Yeah. It seems like everything that has to do with the home is doing very well. People are that's where we are, right? We're all in our homes. We haven't been able to go too many places, and it seems as though all of the industries that have to do with houses and homes and gardens and and staycations and making our nests as safe and comfortable as possible, those are the ones that are really flourishing. And I imagine that you're, because the real estate market seems to be booming, that you're also being called out for that. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, But I heard you say the majority of your business is commercial, so you're also doing are you working throughout the state of New York, or?
Yes, we work from Albany to Jamestown and all in between.
Wow.
So we're a little bit, we will travel and work, and there's a lot of commercial work going, and buildings are going up. They're building new apartments and renovating buildings, and so we get involved in that, and that keeps us pretty busy. Spring and summer, when college lets out and schools are closed for the summer, we're usually very busy during that season because we're trying to do all of the work within a 4 to 6 weeks period, because there's only 6 weeks that the kids are out of school.
Right. Yeah, that's the opportunity right there. Got it. Yep.
Yes.
So if somebody is interested, because it sounds like you are literally covering a lot of ground. If somebody listening is interested in contacting you or your company to learn more about your services, how can they do that, Lenora?
Our website, which is www.flowercitymonitorservices.com. You can also reach us via telephone at 585-206-1801. My cell phone is 585. They can reach it at 944-9355 is our office cell phone. So they can do that. Email, you can send an email to Lenora at flowercitymonitorservices.com. So there's numerous ways to get in touch with us, and we'll get right back to you and help you the best way that we can.
That's wonderful. flowercitymonitorservices.com, the website where hopefully leads to everything else. Lenora Paige, Flower City Monitor Services, thank you so very much for being with us today here on Business Voice.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You're very welcome. All right, don't go away. We still have more to come. Don't flip that dial.
Every life has a story. Bartolomeo and Prado Funeral Home takes pride in helping families navigate the path to telling their loved one's unique story. It's difficult to avoid sadness at a time of loss, but sharing stories, pictures, and personal items can lead to a path of healing as you remember how special they were. Bartolomeo and Prado certified celebrants help to create a meaningful celebration. If you are in need or want to learn more, contact Bartolomeo and Prado Funeral Home at 720-6000.
If you're looking to market and grow your business, make new business connections, and give back to the community in a meaningful way, consider joining the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce. We're the largest suburban chamber in Monroe County, and we offer networking, education, marketing, insurance, and advocacy. You do not need to live or work in Greece to join. Our members come from throughout the region. In short, we're better together, and together, we're moving business forward. Visit greecechamber.org or call 585-227-7272 to join today.
Gift yourself a blah-free 2022. Boost your mood and your health in a blink and start the year off right. Blink Fitness is your fun, friendly neighborhood gym with tons of state-of-the-art equipment and a mood-above-muscle attitude. Join for $1 and get all the perks. What do you have to lose? Blink Fitness Greece is located at 2833 West Ridge Road in the Wegmans Ridgemont Plaza. Join today and experience feel-good fitness in a blink.
WYSL.
Welcome back. You're listening to Business Voice, a program of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce, sponsored by Bartolomeo and Perotto Funeral Home. I'm your host, Sarah Lentini, also the president and CEO of the Chamber, and it's my great pleasure to welcome my next guest. He's been on the show before, Rob Kopacz, and Rob is the chair of the Chamber's Youth Hall of Fame Committee. Welcome, Rob.
Hey, Sarah. Good afternoon. Hope you're doing well.
Thank you. I am. Very nice to hear your voice coming in from sunny someplace, Rochester, no doubt. So tell us what's going on with the Chamber Youth Hall of Fame. You've been chairing the Youth Hall of Fame committee now for about a year and doing a great job. And I think you're kind of coming up on some exciting news, right?
No, Sarah, it is exciting, and I want to thank you and the other chamber members for allowing me to serve on the committee. It's been an honor. It's been a learning experience, and it's been great to be part of something that really I think touches a lot of us. And that's the youth in our community and the great things that they're doing out there. I think oftentimes we hear all the negativity of what kids are doing, and the last year and a half has been difficult on all of us, personally, professionally, academically for these kids. And to be able to chair the Youth Hall of Fame during these, different times has been interesting, but it's also been very rewarding because you can see what so many great things are happening out there with these kids and the contributions they're making to our community.
Yeah, I so agree with you that it's really nice to be recognizing kids for the great things that so many of them do as opposed to focusing on negative stuff. And there is no shortage of amazing young people in our community. We've been doing this for 31 years. 31. And every year, I think, these must be unique kids. And then another year's worth of nominations hit our desks. And they're just another group of really wonderful, wonderful, amazing students. And, of course, it's probably worth mentioning that this is not an academic award per se, right?
No. And I think that's the unique thing about it. And the thing I found most rewarding, as serving on this committee here is, reading through the nominees' recommendation letters and really seeing how diverse this group of individuals is. And, they're some of them are great students. Some of them are great athletes. Some of them have overcome, physical challenges to find their success. Outstanding scholars, doing extreme, crazy amount of volunteer work that some of these kids are doing. Many of them have immigrated from other countries and have had to learn the language and have had to take care of their families during, their educational process. And it makes you feel very fortunate to have what you have, and also feel fortunate for everyone in our community to know that there are individuals out there that are doing great things at such young ages, and it's really inspiring to see what the future holds.
It is. Yeah, the future's in good hands if they're going to be in charge. So I agree. Now, are you ready today? I think you are, to share with us the names of the 2021 inductees?
I would love to.
Wonderful.
Excellent. So, as I mentioned, the committee was very excited to, review these nominees' submissions. And we have 12 great individuals that are going to be inducted into this year's 2021 Greece Chamber Youth Hall of Fame, starting off with Yoshada Chetri, 2021 Greece Athena graduate.
Nice.
Jameson De Palma. Jameson is actually a senior right now at Hilton High School.
Wonderful.
Emma Frederick, 2021 Greece Odyssey grad.
Great.
Alexander Holloway, 2021 Greece Athena grad.
Nice.
Xavier Harrell, 2021 Greece Olympia grad.
Wow.
Matthew Latona, 2021 Greece Athena grad.
Wonderful.
And interesting with Matthew, his brother was actually a Hall of Fame inductee a few years back.
Wonderful. Runs in the family. Great.
Yeah, exactly. Doing something right, that's for sure.
Someone is.
Alexis Miller. Alexis Miller is a 2021 Greece Arcadia grad.
Nice.
Husafa Mohammed, 2021 Greece Olympia grad.
Great.
Melissa Mijelik, another Greece Odyssey grad.
Nice.
Gideon O, 2021 Greece Athena grad.
Wonderful.
And then we also have Cody Perno. Cody's a Greece Athena grad as well. And rounding out the lineup would be Kane Shelton. Kane's a 2021 Greece Odyssey grad.
Very nice.
And again, it was really rewarding to review these nominees' submissions, seeing all the great work that they're doing. And as I said, it's a very diverse nominee or induction class with a lot of varied stories and backgrounds, and just doing a lot of great things in our community.
That's great. What a wonderful group. Thank you so much for sharing that. You know, it's one thing to talk about the Youth Hall of Fame. It's another to hear some of the specific names and schools. And we wish we had time to share all their stories, but that's something for maybe a different medium, but something that we do make available. So we hope that you check out our website, especially in the weeks to come. What is the committee thinking of doing in order to recognize this year's Youth Hall of Fame?
No, it'd be great to be able to go through each and every one of their accomplishments today on the phone or during our interview. But it is we want to recognize them in a manner that is aligned with what their accomplishments are. Mm-hmm. So we're very fortunate to have Bryant and Stratton College offer up their campus to us to do an induction ceremony. And we're going to do a personalized induction for each of these individuals, inviting them and members of their family and the guests to, join us and, really be recognized for what they've done in their high school years and, going on to college, many of them, and working in the community, and just kind of, honor them for what they've done so far and encourage them to continue to do great things going forward.
That's great.
So we're looking to do that on Wednesday, December 29th, as I said, at the Bryant Stratton campus on Long Pond Road there in Greece. And Bryant Stratton's been a great partner of the Chamber. They've been very supportive of the Youth Hall of Fame Committee. And, again, they step up again and offer up their campus to us to, host this event. Yeah,
we're really excited about Bryant and Stratton as the location for the induction ceremony, and we see it as sort of this perfect. It's a perfect segue. Obviously they're not the only place that somebody might consider going to after high school, but it is a great symbol of a next step. Something that high school students might be wanting to think about, and that is, okay, what can I do with my life? What sorts of training and education might I sign on to? What kind of career? And of course, Bryant and Stratton is a great example of a career college. In fact, we spoke with Mark Mariani earlier in the program about just how much of a career college Bryant and Stratton is. So we're delighted. I also want to say thank you to Bryant and Stratton, not only for being our host and our partner, but also for letting us have you, because, Rob, you've been working, with Bryant and Stratton for a number of years. You've recently made a career change, and we're grateful also to your new employer, because both of them have contributed mightily to the time that you have given to the Chamber and to this venture and the committee, and it's not going away, and we really appreciate that from both of them. And you're now, if I may say so, you're with McQuaid Jesuit, correct?
That's correct, yes.
Yeah.
And I've been very fortunate to work with some great people and great organizations, and again, this is just another step along my path. And again, it's there's a lot of great organizations in this community. To your point, Bryant and Stratton being there in Greece, and with the high school down the road, and so many of these kids coming from the area high schools within Greece. Again, there's a lot of synergy there, a lot of opportunities, and again, we're very fortunate to have educational partners in this community that are really doing a lot of great things, and I've been fortunate to be a part of two of them.
Yeah, and we're grateful to all of you, including you, Rob. I didn't mean to leave you off the list. Okay. Now, we don't have a lot of time left, but I know one of the things that you had wanted to do was to recognize the sponsors of this event, because this is really this is the Grease Chamber and its business members, coming together to recognize young people, and of course partnering with educational institutions and government a lot of the time as well. But we couldn't do this without the committee members and also without the sponsors. Many of the committee members are the sponsors, in fact.
I think it's a great point, and it really shows their dedication to the chamber, their dedication to the community, and stepping up. And as we go through the sponsors, I'll also note those that are committee members, and let others know how they can get involved in the chamber and or being a sponsor of this event.
Sounds
so
great.
As I mentioned, Bryant and Stratton is one of our major sponsors for this event, and we're very grateful for what they have done. We have the Summit Federal Credit Union, and Rhonda Ball from the Federal Credit Union is on our committee and does a great job.
She does.
We also have Van Putty Gardens as a sponsor for the event, and Kyle Van Putty serves on the committee. So again, another great connection.
Yes, he is.
And then we have the Deborah Ham-Witt Insurance Agency, and Deb again is a committee member and does an outstanding job. And to round out the slate of the committee members, we have Cedric Michael Simmons from the Grease Central School District, who's been an outstanding, representative of the school district, has a lot of great insight, and again, I'm very grateful for his input. So from a sponsorship standpoint, there's still opportunities available to get involved. I highly recommend anyone who wants to learn more about the opportunities that are available to visit the chamber website at www.greasechamber.org. Just go to the website. You can get all the information there. Get in touch with Sarah, and really do something to support the kids in this community. Because as I shared earlier, they're doing a lot of great things out there, and I know we see a lot of things in the news that may not be the greatest, but it's nice to know that there is a lot of good out there, and these kids represent a part of that.
Oh, that's great. Beautifully said, Rob. And there's still opportunity just for a little while for folks to come on for sponsorship.
And BTB Wood-Fired Pizza Bar and Grill is a presenting sponsor of the Youth Hall of Fame.
And in fact, we do have one more sponsor that's come on recently, and that's the Victor's Gymnastics. Mike Mordenga, Mike Mordenga is on our board of directors at the Grease Regional Chamber of Commerce. He also chairs the Grease Chamber Charitable Foundation, and it's a perfect fit for him because he does a lot of work with young people. He likes to recognize them. So if folks want, check us out on the web, greasechamber.org. Rob Kopacz, chair, Grease Regional Chamber Youth Hall of Fame Committee, 31st year. Thank you so very much for joining us here today on Business Voice.
No, I appreciate it, Sarah. It's been a pleasure working with you. And also want to give a special shout-out to Susan Terry at the Grease Chamber. She's been doing a lot of work with this event behind the scenes. And, again, we really appreciate all of her hard work and everything you do for our community. Thank you.
All right, that just about does it for us today here on Business Voice. Great show, great guests. My thanks once again to Mike Mariani from Bryant and Stratton College, Rick Curtelowitz from Venturex Rochester, Lenora Paige from Flower City Monitor Services, and, of course, Rob Kopacz from the Grease Regional Chamber Youth Hall of Fame Committee. We've got lots going on. Check us out on the web, greasechamber.org. And until the next edition of Business Voice, be well.
You've been listening to Business Voice. The Grease Regional Chamber of Commerce serves businesses, nonprofits, and individuals throughout the region, focusing on promoting economic and community development and serving as the voice for business. The Chamber offers networking, education, advocacy, community events, and business services. It serves as an important platform for business leaders and citizens to come together in support of common goals.